Hello, fellow aviators. Tonight's session will be the density altitude chart and how to get density altitude. So we have our given values here. And what we're going to need to do is to get our pressure altitude first. So since we have, this is 3,211 feet. First, let's take a look at our altimeter setting. Our altimeter setting is 30.15 inches per mercury. Now, we do not have 30.15 in our chart, so we're going to need to interpolate 30.15, and I'm assuming you already know how to interpolate. I'll just go ahead and do it. 30.1, 30.2. Why did I put this here? Negative 165, negative 257. Now, let's grab the differences. 0.1 multiplied by which is 92. Then we get 46. So now that we have 46, we will then subtract 165 with 46, which will be 211. Now that we have that interpolation, let's subtract our elevation with the altimeter setting. 211, so 3,211 feet minus 211 feet is 3,000 feet. So this means that our pressure altitude is equal to 3,000 feet. Okay, so now this is when we use the chart. Take a look at our temperature, 10 degrees Celsius. So 10 degrees and then this is our pressure altitude. So what we're gonna do is go from 10 all the way to our pressure altitude. Now, since we stopped there, we will then go to the left. Going to the left, we reach at 3. But now, these are on the 3,000s. These are by 3. Okay, correction. Now these numbers here are by the thousands. So this means that reaching 3 is 3,000 feet. So what you're going to want to do is our density altitude is 3,000 feet. Now, next, moving on to our next example, we have our altimeter setting, which is 2.9.7. 2.9.7, we do have that in our chart, so we can immediately go ahead. 2.9.7, which is 205, which means that we will add this to our elevation, which is 2,795 feet. That will lead us to 3,000 feet. So that is our pressure altitude. Our pressure altitude is 3,000 feet. Now let's take a look at our outside air temperature. Our outside air temperature is 16 degrees. So 16 degrees, moving up all the way to 3,000 feet, following this line over here. And then going all the way to the left. That's in between 4 and 3. Meaning that our density altitude is equal to 3,500 feet. Simple as that. Moving on to our next example, we have our altimeter setting here, which is 30.1. So our 30.1 is negative 165. Now let's take our elevation and subtract 165. That will be 1,000. 1,000 feet. So that is our pressure altitude. And once you get the pressure altitude, you go to our chart again. Take a look at our outside air temperature. That is 21 degrees Celsius. So 21 degrees Celsius is over here. Then we go all the way to 1,000 feet. going up. That's 1,000 feet. And we go all the way to the left. We reach number 2. And then remember, this is by the thousands. So that is 2,000. 2,000 feet. So there you have it. Good luck in your exams tomorrow. And have a good night. Or day. Or afternoon.